Well, welcome back, everyone. My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma, and this is what I call my morning musings. And yes, don't give up. We will get back to our study of 1 Corinthians 15 and the resurrection beginning tomorrow, all right? But I've taken a brief digression to address the claims that are all over YouTube and that I have had one person after another email me and say, Mr. Preston, what do you think about the claims that are being made that on September 23rd, 2017, for the very first time in 7,000 years, there will be a certain alignment of given planets in the sky, and that this proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that, well, let's see, the prophet Daniel's 70th week, 7 years duration, known as the tribulation, will begin on that day. World War III will begin before that. Satan, the Antichrist, will sign a peace treaty with Israel on that date. And the rapture of the church will occur at an unknown period after September 23rd, 2017. I am reading directly from an email sent to me March the 11th, 2017 by a Mr. Alan Manson. He said he sent this email to me as well as who knows how many others that he got their email address off of the internet. And he asked me if I had any response to it to respond. I did. And then a bunch of you have asked me to respond to that. Be sure to watch the previous two videos. Well, Mr. Manson says that the prophet Daniel's 70th week of 7 years tribulation, 7 years duration, also known as the tribulation, will commence on that date, September 23rd, 2017. No, Mr. Manson, and to all of those others who are making the identical claim, the 70th week of Daniel will not begin on September 23rd, 2017. The 70th week of Daniel was fulfilled in the 1st century. The 70th week of Daniel is not separated from the 69th week by a gap of 2,000 years. I want you to notice something. Daniel 9:26 says, after the 62 and 7 weeks, Messiah, and that's after the 69th week. Well, if you're counting to 70, what comes after 69? 70. And after the 69th week, Messiah will be cut off. Now watch this. My dispensational friends tell us, okay, Jesus came to establish the kingdom. He offered the kingdom to Israel. But the Jews rejected Jesus, therefore the kingdom offer was postponed because evidently God didn't know they were going to reject the kingdom. And so he established the church as an interim emergency measure. The church was not foretold, not predicted anywhere in the Old Testament prophets, supposedly. And so God established the church, suspended the countdown of the 70th week until such time as he raptures the church. But wait a minute. There's something incredibly wrong here. If the 70th week is the rapture of the church, then you cannot have the rapture of the church 7 years after the beginning of the countdown. Because the church is supposed to be taken out of the world at the beginning of the 70th week so that God can begin to deal with Israel once again. That's the dispensational doctrine. So you have, in the dispensational timeline, you have the rapture of the church at the beginning of the 70th week. Not at the end of it. At the end of the 70th week, you have the second coming of Christ. not the rapture of the church. So Mr. Manson has violated the dispensational narrative and timeline. But watch this. To go back to the point that I introduced, according to Daniel chapter 9, after the 69th week, which would be in the 70th week, Messiah will be cut off, but not for himself. Do you catch the power of that? The death of Jesus would be after the 69th week. And by the way, since Daniel foretold the death of Jesus, that means the death of Jesus, that means the rejection of Jesus by the Jews, did not catch God off guard. It was part of the plan all along. And since the death of Jesus was to purchase the church with his blood, Acts 20 verse 28, that means that Daniel was foretelling the establishment of the church through the sacrificial death of Jesus. But again, the key point is, in regard to the countdown of the 70th, since Jesus' death would be after the 69th week, but Jesus' death would be to put away sin, put an end to transgression, and once again, it would be after the 69th week. That means that it would be in the 70th week. The 70th week was never postponed, ladies and gentlemen. Never. Thus, Mr. Manson's claim that the 70th week will begin September 23rd, 2017 is completely falsified. Listen, I've written 2 books on Daniel chapter 9. I've written another one on Daniel chapter 12, which interacts with Daniel 9. The first one is Seal Up Vision and Prophecy, which documents extensively there was no gap of 2,000 years. There was no postponement of the countdown of the 70 weeks and the 70th week. Seal Up Vision and Prophecy. The other one is 70 weeks are determined for the resurrection. Both of these books demonstrate, for instance, that the claim of Mr. Manson, the claim of all dispensationalists, that the 70th week countdown was postponed and is sometime in our future is absolutely false. I say that with as much kindness and respect as possible, but the 70th week was not postponed. Go to my website, BibleProphecy.com or DonKPreston.com. Order both books. I will refund your shipping, saving you $5. Look, if you want definitive, absolute proof that September 23rd, 2017 will not be the end, it will not involve the fulfillment of Mr. Manson's word or anyone else's word that the Bible predicts World War III for September of 2017. If you want definitive proof that that is not true, get a copy of these books. And I will guarantee you, it will set your heart at ease and remove the fear about a supposed coming of a great tribulation. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this morning's Morning Musings. I've spent 3 videos now on sharing with you my thoughts on September 23rd in 2017. Will it be the end? Will it be the countdown of the 70th week? Will it be the Great Tribulation? No, it will not. We will resume our study of 1 Corinthians 15 and the resurrection on the flip side. We'll see you there.